Hey guys, a very good evening. Say. So I'm back so that we can actually have a discussion. We can actually talk about a magistrate who got arrested and got sentenced to 1 year in prison for accepting a $20, 20 United States dollar bribe. This is a very important issue, an issue which we cannot actually ignore because is very, 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 very important. When we speak about change in the nation of Zimbabwe, this is the reason why we always actually speak. It's not because we hate ZANU PF, it's because ZANU PF subjected people to crazy situations and crazy circumstances where they had to rely on actually stealing, which is not so good. So this magistrate, Nunzi Amanda Murizo, was sentenced to 1 year in prison because she accepted 20 US dollar bribe. And let me just check on 263 chat and see if we are going to have this full report from their platform. But as you can see right here on the screen, it's clear right here on the screen. And you can actually see that it's something which is not so good. It's something which is shameful. That we have people who call themselves leaders in the nation of Zimbabwe, but they're subjecting the people of Zimbabwe, the people who are supposed to be dealing with crime, to this madness. So I always say this: you're a magistrate, and just imagine your role. You are somebody who is jailing criminals. You are somebody who is presiding over cases of theft. Sometimes you are presiding over somebody who stole 5 million US dollars, like the issue of the case of Wajiga Jenas. Just imagine as a magistrate, you are earning less than 250 US dollars, but you are presiding over a case of somebody who stole 5 million US dollars. What is going to happen if you are offered money? You just take it. We expected to see magistrates taking bigger bribes, but if you look at this case, this is a different case. 20 US dollars is nothing. If we had to talk about corruption, it's very, 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 it's a tiny figure. I know that the people who are actually suffering find it difficult to have that $20 in their pockets. But honestly speaking, 20 US dollars, there is no reasonable magistrate who can risk his reputation or her reputation because of a $20. If everything is well at home, if everything is okay at home, there is no reasonable person who can risk his career or her career, reputation, and everything because of a 25 US dollars. So you can actually see that this is an embarrassment to the people of Zimbabwe. This is an embarrassment to everybody who is Zimbabwean because we have gone to the drain, we have gone to the dustbin where everything negative is happening to the people of Zimbabwe. It's embarrassing. It's because unenge une mabills evana arikuda kubhadharwa, unenge une marentals arikuda kubhadharwa because they don't have houses. Unenge une when you are going to work, sometimes just imagine uchikwira from Budiriro to Harare Magistrates Court uri mukombi imwe chete nematsotsi, mangwana nezuro wakaisa mawindi mumujere for 2 weeks or for a month, and tomorrow you are boarding their combi to town. Just imagine the embarrassment you are going to face, the humiliation you are going to face, how they can humiliate you in front of everyone. They can actually humiliate you because they know you, and they can actually say ndimi kaunechizviti mashefu acho ike zvinezvi tarisa manje pauri. So you can actually see that these guys, they need to travel using their own vehicles. So just imagine a magistrate traveling ane zvinhu zvake kana kuti ane laptop pamwe nezvinhu zvekubasa obirwa mukombi. Just imagine the embarrassment. How are you going to take it as an organization or as a government? These are the things we always speak. This is the reason why we are speaking each and every day to say we really need change, because these are people who are not supposed to be stealing, but they are forced to steal. They are forced to be corrupt because of the circumstances they are subjected to. Then let us look at the issue of the sentence. 1 year imprisonment is something we can actually talk about. But let us look at the people who are actually stealing, who are actually looting. So the person who is stealing millions is getting actually nothing in terms of a sentence, but somebody who stole $20 got a year behind bars, or who participated in corruption of $20 got a year in prison. But the people who are looting millions, they are outside walking scot free. And the question is, when are we going to deal with the corrupt, the bigger fish, who are the people who are actually causing um, these magistrates to steal? When are we going to deal with them? Because the issue is we have this magistrate getting a year for stealing, or for being involved in corruption of $20. Then, if we are to say every $20 is a year, what about those who stole millions? It means for the rest of their lives. It means they're not supposed to get out of prison. So you can actually see that the justice system in Zimbabwe is not is not good. The justice system in Zimbabwe is targeted to those who are vulnerable. It's targeted to those who occupy lower ranks, but those who are very powerful, they're protected by the same justice system. So these are the same magistrates vanenge vachishandiswa kuisa vanhu kuseri. But when you are used, when they are done with you, they dump you. They expose you to hefty penalties and hefty sentences, which they can't give themselves and their own associates. So, Team Zimbabwe, this is it. Magistrate from Karoi was sentenced to a year for a bribery of $20, for accepting a bribe of $20. Just imagine the embarrassment. This is the reason why I always say sometimes it's better for you to leave than for you to continue working where you know very well that one day and you go behind bars for a very long time. At least those who are forcing you into those circumstances are walking scot free. These are people who are stealing money. But the same magistrate, they continue to persecute people like Honorable Josikala. Would have loved to see people resigning because of interference, resigning, leaving their jobs because of political interference from cases vanenge vachiita. That is going to send a clear message to the government of Zimbabwe, to the leaders, to say, we are tired of being controlled. Why can't you just resign? It's better for you to resign. You are being forced to take over a case. Resign. Go and actually go to, people like magistrates, they have an advantage. They can resign, they can leave their post and become magistrates. Sorry, and become lawyers. So when you're a magistrate, you have an upper hand. It's different from a judge, because when you're a judge, you leave the bench, you can't go to practice law. But you as a magistrate, you can leave the bench and actually become a lawyer, and actually begin to practice law. So why are you still tying yourself to these issues of being controlled by these incompetent people? These are the questions, and we've seen the corruption they are involved into. This is the reason why I always say, you have taken a bribe. They know that you have taken a bribe, and they will use that bribe against you. They will use that against you to persecute you, to actually use you to do their bidding, do whatever they want. So, Team Zimbabwe, I don't want to take much of your time. I just wanted to show you the reason why we always speak each and every day is because the police, the nurses, the magistrates, the entire civil service is subjected to torture because what ZANU PF is doing is torture. They're actually torturing these people because they know very well that they don't have any other option. So they will continue to use them as slaves, and they'll continue to jail them because of petty corruption. While the big adults are involved in very, very big corrupt activities, and they are protected by the same people who they are jailing for petty corruption. So this is it from Zimbabwe. I don't want to take much of your time, and I hope that I've presented this case to you so that you can see the reason why we need to vote for Advocate Musu Chamisa in 2023. Let us register to vote and let us make sure that we don't miss the election in 2023. We don't need to miss this. We need to win it and make sure that we bring change in 2023. Ivy Chigora, thank you very much. On the painful story, the salary terms want to accept bribe. I agree with you. If that is the case, Loveness Mugariri, huori hwakagara huriko zvawo kubva nyika yakanaka. Apa mukadzi futi asi airovera mumwe wake achirerera murume kuti ape vanhu $50. Iyo ishami yaMwari, mutongi mune utsinye vatongi imi. Okay, thank you very much, Loveness, for the contribution here. So, Team Zimbabwe, I do not take much of your time. Signing out, my name is Ronald Wekwamakusha. Let us continue to register to vote. Let us continue to actually mobilize for voter registration and adopt a polling station and make sure that you deliver victory on that polling station. Myself, I'm working to adopt a polling station, and I'm working to actually deliver victory in 2023 on that polling station.